Well, good morning, sunshine. This is about 7:30 a.m. in the morning, and took a little time to write what I'm going to talk about today. So I prepared my notes, and we're going to talk about discipleship and the responsibilities of it. So, with that in mind, let's open our Bible to the book of Luke, chapter 14, verses 26 through 33. That's Luke 14, 26 through 33. So if you got your Bible handy, and I'm sure you do, grab it, open it up. So, if anyone comes to me and does not hate his father and mother, wife and children, brothers and sisters, yes, in his own life also, he cannot be my disciple. He cannot be my disciple. And whoever does not bear his cross and come after me cannot be my disciple. For which of you, intending to build a tower, does not sit down first and count the cost, whether he has enough to finish it? Lest after he has laid the foundation and is not able to finish, all who see it begin to mock him. Well, let's not be mocked. Saying, this man began to build and was not able to finish. Or what king is going to make a war against another king does not sit down first and consider whether he is able with 10,000 to meet him who comes against him with 20,000? Or else, while the other is still a great way off, he sends a delegation and asks for conditions of peace. So likewise, whoever of you does not forsake all that he has cannot be my disciple. Now, Jesus is speaking, and he tells us that there's a price to be paid for being his disciple. So, what is there about ministry that's more important than saving the lives of the sheep? If we will truly serve Christ, then how is it possible to keep the truth from the sheep and still say that we're serving God? And what would be our motive for doing this evil thing? What could be more important than the way of Christ, the truth of Christ, and the life of Christ? Isn't this what we ought to be feeding his sheep? Staying in the scriptures from cover to cover. We can't find the truth anywhere else but in the commandments of Jehovah God, yet we put all the emphasis on grace and refrain from teaching the things Jesus taught. How irresponsible is that? Peter denied Christ 3 times. And how many more times have we denied him? By refusing to teach his way, his truth, and his life. What he taught. And how did he restore Peter? He said to him, when they had eaten breakfast, Jesus said to Simon Peter, Simon, son of Jonah, do you love me more than these? He said to him, yes, Lord, you know that I love you. He said to him, feed my lambs. And he said to him again the second time, Simon, son of Jonah, do you love me? He said to him, yes, Lord, you know that I love you. He said to him, tend my sheep. He said to him a third time, Simon, son of Jonah, do you love me? And Peter was grieved because he said to him the third time, do you love me? And he said to him, Lord, you know all things. You know that I love you. Jesus said to him, feed my sheep. Most assuredly, I say to you, when you were younger, you girded yourself and walked where you wished. But when you are old, you will stretch out your hands, and another will gird you and carry you where you do not wish. This he spoke, signifying by what death he would glorify God. And then he had spoken this. When he had spoken this, he said to him, follow me. John 21:15 through 19. Take up your cross and follow me. We know very well we have neglected to teach others what we were called to teach. Sometimes we even wonder what it is that we're supposed to be teaching. The fact that we do not honor the same Sabbath as Christ is the strongest evidence against us. And why, when the covenant is the most important thing found in the scriptures, do we not teach it? Matthew 5:19, whoever therefore breaks one of the least of these commandments, covenant, and teaches men so shall be called least in the kingdom of heaven, unworthy. But whoever does and teaches them, he shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven. Again, Jesus is speaking to us. How in good conscience can we lead God's church into a ditch when we have been given the way, the truth, and the life? We know that we have withheld the truth from his people, and the reason we do not change is financial in most cases. Someone's taught us that teaching the commandments of God will cause people to be so uncomfortable that they will leave and not come back. And along with them goes the money. So for what reason do we preach? If we're not going to stand in opposition to evil. And why would we leave them defenseless against the evils of this world? And unable to withstand the judgment of God because they don't know that we'll be judged according to the commandments of God. When Christ comes, that's how he judges. I pray that we'll return to the way, the truth, and the life before Christ comes. And we will have to answer to him. What will he say when he asks us, do you love me? He who has my commandments and keeps them, it is he who loves me. And he who loves me will be loved by my Father. And I will love him and manifest myself to him. John 14:21. So likewise, whoever of you does not forsake all that he has cannot be my disciple. Do you love him? Shalom, my friends. Chuck Greever. Pray you have a great day, this Sabbath day. I'm going to. God bless you. Bye-bye.